Because we got a good defensive position right now.
Come on, we didn't sign up for this! I have multiple signals.
Alright, Hunt's over. They're right outside the door. Where are they going? Alrighty. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of the map. I'm going to pick up my turret.
They're heading our way!
Put it back in my inventory. Cancel suppressing fire. And then I'm going to exit. Review squad. See where I am for experience. So I'm at 5 of 6. With which again, sharp, that means 4 of 6. Alrighty. So you gain experience for objectives completed, not for... Killing aliens gets you nothing. I could kill a zillion aliens, I get zilch. Nothing. You only get experience for completing objectives, for surviving onslaughts. So anytime the aggression meter at the top right gets to a tier, at the end of the tier, so when this easy gets to the end, where this cutoff is, it'll trigger like a massive wave of enemies coming at you. That's called an onslaught. And if you just survive it, you get an experience point. You don't have to kill anything. I could let the ARC do all the shooting. I can let my turrets do all the shooting. So if I just get to that point and I just go hide in a room and cower, you know, just sit there and suck my thumb, I get free experience points just for letting my ARC and turrets do all the work. And the third and last way of gaining experience is for fighting large enemies. So not drones, but bigger things like queens. Right? So we have not yet encountered any of those, but if and when we do, killing them will get us +1 experience. Now that being said, for killing those large aliens, it has to be a Marine who does the kill, right, to get the experience. If your ARC or turrets do the killing, you don't get experience for killing a queen or any other large type alien. So unlike the onslaught, which is just to survive, to get the experience for killing large ones, a Marine has to get the killing shot, right? ARC and turrets can do 99% of the work, but as long as a Marine gets the last bullet, you get the experience. And that's it. That's the only 3 ways to get experience in this game. So, that being said, I want 2 more experience, right? Because sharpen is stupid bad luck trait. I want 2 more experience. So either I deliberately trigger onslaughts, or I do objectives. Well, I want 2 experience.
Don't get too comfy, okay?
Okay. We're going to go back to the ARC. I'm going to get rid of the recruit that I'm dragging around. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ARC up here. I'm going to move my squad up here. I'm going to go into this room. This guy's dead, so it's just a matter of go there and figure out he's dead. Then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to meet this person. They're going to die. But that's 2 objectives. That's it. Just go there, get an experience. Go there, get an experience. That's my 2 experience. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Okay. So, press X to cancel my suppressing fire. Left click on turret. Pick up sentry turret.
Packing sentry gun. Sentry packed.
Alrighty. Nothing around to worry about.
Move on.
Yeah, these guys are in vents because they're not moving, so I don't care. I'm still sitting pretty with 3 extra ammo crates, so I'm laughing. Now that I'm in the circle of coverage, left click on the ARC, extract survivors. He's gonna go away. Great. Now I'm gonna open up map. I'm gonna left click on this because he's gonna drive forward and he's gonna kill this.
Stay frosty, Marines.
Alright, I don't need to worry about it. Let the ARC do all the work.
Hurry up, you sluts!
Yeah, I'll just run behind. I could have ridden inside of it, But I chose not to, because I wasn't sure if there was a lot of other enemies around here. Okay, so now that I'm closer, I'm going to put another sensor tower, probably either up here or over here. Because I'm always trying to get map coverage. I think this area looks good here.
Deploying motion tracker.
Tuck it away.
Setting up motion tracker.
Alright.
Motion tracker activated.
Perfect. I'm going to run in. Not only going to deal with this room, but I'm also... maybe drop a sensor in this corner here. I might need another one over here, but yeah, let's put one in this corner here. This guy's coming up the hallway, so I don't know if I can outrun him.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna move my squad behind the ARC in case he walks out this door. The ARC will block line of sight. So, because right now if he walks out the door, he'll see me. So I'm gonna hide behind the ARC. Where did he go? Alright, he was around here somewhere. Alright. That's a vent guy, not moving. Alright. I don't see anybody. I'm gonna run in.
Hurry up, you slugs!
So we've already been here. We were down here on the first floor earlier. Remember there was this wall over here I blew up? But all these doors were locked back then. They're not locked right now. Ah, so he's turning around now that I can see him. So I'm gonna go north. Play peekaboo with him. I'm gonna go into this room, I think. Alright. Now that I know he's over... oh, he's a vent guy. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna see if it triggers. If it doesn't, I'm gonna sneak around and go into this office.
Move on! More signals incoming!
Shit.
Don't
Alright.
get too comfy.
That was my fault. I was too quick on the draw and I double-clicked. Because I double-clicked, they ran. Because they ran, they made more noise. Because they made more noise, it accelerated the detection. So now I'm screwed. So this detection circle is going to finish. He's then going to exit. It's going to take him a second or two to exit the vent. And once he exits, he's going to attack me. It'll also trigger a hunt, which means these other aliens that are down here are going to come towards my last known location. So I'm about to fight a few aliens. So first I got to take care of this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back into this corner here while shooting this guy. He should be easy to deal with. If he gets too close, I'll just use my spacebar abilities and put a shotgun in his face. But I've also got 2 or more aliens coming at me. So depending how things go, I might put down the turret just for extra firepower. But so that was all my mistake. I misclicked, I double right-clicked, and I made too much noise. I knew I was moving in his circle of detection. I was just hoping to be sneaky, and I screwed up. So, hey, I'm only human. I'm not perfect. So that all being said, because they're running, they can't shoot. When Marines run, they can't shoot. So I'm going to now single right-click to change it to walk. That means they can now shoot. So as soon as he exits the vent, they can now shoot. If I left it as double-click, they wouldn't shoot. So what I'll do is I'll left-click into that corner up here. And then as soon as he pops out of the vent, I'm going to probably left-click on him directly to focus fire. And they're all going to start shooting. And then concurrently, these 2 guys will run up towards me. And we'll see how things go.
Quiet. It didn't see us. Kill that bastard! Shit, get over here!
Bring him down! Take him down!
Alright, he took a couple hits. So he took a couple hits, and you notice his health is still full, but the white bars are gone. Because he got hit twice. And on normal difficulty, it equates to 1 damage. So he had 2 armor. So with those 2 hits at the tail he took, he lost his 2 pieces of armor. So he has no armor left. Any hits he takes now will affect his hit points. Alright, so that's how that all worked. So he's fine, he's not hurt at all. It's just his armor's gone now. But I also have the 2 aliens. So these dots blink. They flash on, they flash off. I paused the game at the point where they flashed off. So I don't know exactly where they are right now until I unpause. But we know they're there, and they're coming here because that was the last time we were detected. So that being said, I'm going to continue back into this corner, and I'm probably going to lay down the turret and angle it to face down this way. What this gear symbol means with this progress bar is that this Marine is reloading his rifle right now, right? So it's a progress bar to finish reloading, and with the gear symbol. This was probably the guy who was using suppressing fire earlier because they used more bullets faster. So he had a lower magazine in his rifle than the other 3 Marines. So he's reloading right now. Once he's finished, this will go down to a 2. So that's what that symbol means. So they're still moving. I'm going to have them move into this back corner. He's reloading, which means he's not shooting. And concurrently what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger, well, I'm already in ability menu, so I'm going to press 8. I'm going to put it back here, right? Like there's no point putting it forward. It'll just get destroyed. I'm going to put it back. Holding left mouse button. Where do I want it to cover? I'm going to have it cover like that. Sure. Now that being said, this guy here is currently the one assigned to run over here. You can see the line. I don't like that. I'm going to cancel. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to left. Actually, no. So they don't explain this in the game mechanics, which is a minor oversight on the devs. If you press the tab key on your keyboard, you can cycle between your Marines, and you can pick who is doing something. So by default, it was going to pick the furthest guy away. But he's also the closest to the enemies. So let's just say there's an alien drone right here, and he's about to run around the corner. Well, he's the guy I want shooting. But instead, right now, he's the guy assigned to stop shooting and set up a turret. No, I'm going to press tab, and I'm going to pick one of these guys in the back that are closer, so they can set up the turret faster and sooner, and still allow this guy to shoot. So I'm going to press tab, and you can notice the guy who's highlighted. Okay, that's the guy in the middle. This guy's reloading, so I'm not going to pick him. Alright, that guy in the back corner. Perfect. You set up the turret, holding left mouse click. Okay, now it's a different line. He's now the one that's going to, or she, I don't, whatever, is now the one that's going to be setting up this turret, right? So he's this one's reloading. All 4 of them are going to move into this location, with the exception of this guy is going to first set up this turret. Now that being said, he is not going to shoot, and he's just going to keep doing that while an alien runs around the corner and might attack him in the back. So I got to pay attention to that. Luckily I've got all command points, so if they get too close I'll use shotguns and whatnot to hopefully prevent him from being interrupted. So all that's going on. But yeah, so that's how you use tab to cycle between the Marines if you wanted a specific person to do a specific task. Because the default auto choice might not be the best choice.
Looks like they found us.
Alright, see, exactly case in point. This guy's running around the corner. Now, I'm not going to focus fire because there might be another alien around this corner, and it's obstructed. They can't see him until he walks around this corner here. But if I have them all focus fire here, they'll ignore this guy, and he'll get real close and he'll start doing damage. So I'm not going to left click to focus fire right now, specifically for that potential outcome. Alright, I just hit pause there for a sec. So he's dead, that's good. And if anyone was paying attention to the minimap, you notice that there was a blinking white light over here. So there is an alien drone in this area over here, but come around the corner. Concurrently, this turret is almost done being set up, so we're looking good. Beautiful. Other than those 2 swipes that Buddy took from the vent, the alien that came out of the vent, no damage to health. So we are in a hunt. I'm going to look at the map. Now I know there's an alien spawner here, and there's another alien spawner up here. Which I've not detected the rooms, which is why I don't see the triangle. Until I have eyes on, I don't know that they're there, but I know that they're there. So we're getting close to the end of this aggressiveness meter. Okay, there, you can see them popping in. So that's where the spawner is.
Take a breather. Watch that stress, squad.
We're getting close to an onslaught. Not ideal. Whew, that was close. And he's going to walk out this door. So, we're going to tell him to pick up sentry.
On my way. Packing sentry gun.
Come on, team. Safe position.
Duck down. Hope that he makes a turn this way. So I'm using the control button. Remember I mentioned that previously. I'm crouched. Shoot. But this guy made a left turn. Alright, so we're going to get into another fight. Which means not only this alien, but this alien. So I got two guys coming at me, and I packed up my turret. So that's just, again, bad luck. Concurrently, that's a vent alien, so I think we're fine from him, but I think there was another one patrolling around here. So I think there's a third one. Add to all that, my aggression meter is about to trigger from easy to medium. So that's going to move into onslaught. So that being said, I don't want to onslaught in this corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press control to cancel their crouch, because they're not shooting right now. They're in ceasefire. So I'm going to press control so they get back up and they can start shooting. Concurrently, I'm not going to put the turret down because my intent is to extricate. I want to make it back to the ARC because I want the big gun to help me during the onslaught. If I have additional time remaining, I'll see about maybe moving. I might move the ARC and my squad to a better spot on the map. But this is a bit of a distance to travel. It's about to trigger. You only get a 20-second countdown. It might not work out. So the best I might be able to hope for is to just make it there and then fight. Yeah. I might actually take some hits this time because there's two here and I think another one right here. They're really close. So yeah, I got command points, so shotguns might come into play here. And I will move them into the back corner. Because again, cover, like crouching or half wall cover, is only useful against ranged weapons. There's no benefit to them being next to this low wall, because they're just going to run up and they're still going to melee. It does nothing to damage mitigate. So I want as much distance as possible. I want them as far back as possible to increase my bullets I put into their face. Now, I'm going to back away just because I got to deal with these two guys before I start making my move. Plus, it'll give me a second to reflect on the map to see how close any other enemies are around this corner, as opposed to moving right now, because there might be a guy like right here, for all I know. So, move them back. And this bar is almost red, so they're going to start shooting on their own. So I don't need to tell them to focus fire. If I were to left click and tell them to focus fire, they'll ignore this guy. So I'm just going to leave it open. Yeah, we're just going to deal with this. So that was another mistake on my part. I should have maybe left the turret up. I mean, it all started from me being stupid with this exiting of this room, and look where I got myself.
It's seen us.
Something's not right.
Let's rock.
Alright, I paused. They're both still alive, but they're close enough I can now probably use my shotgun. Now, aliens will dodge left and right. They'll like hop to the left, hop to the right. So, pay attention to their movements, right? Like this guy right here, I think I was already hopping to the left, right? You can see his image is, like the contrails of his image. He's already hopped to the left. So, as opposed to like triggering over here, I'm going to trigger over here more. So like that, should probably get both of them. Left click. Now again, I'm playing with pause mode enabled for explanation purposes. So I can trigger another one, because all 4 members of my squad have shotguns. So you can do multiple, right? As long as you have command points to spend. So, yeah, let's do... Now, same thing, you press tab. So you know it's auto-moving between them, but I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to hover over here, but I'm going to press tab. That's what I wanted. I wanted this guy to cover from a different angle. So now when I left-click, now I've got two Marines that are going to both use their shotguns at close range, pretty much, because shotguns don't always insta-kill. They do a lot of damage, but it's sometimes not enough to kill them in one go. So I'm making sure. I have the command points to spend. So I'm doing 2 shotgun blasts to get rid of these guys before they get into melee and start ruining my Marines' lives. Bam. Alright. Acid splash sometimes happens when aliens die. Now this guy didn't have any armor left. So he took a health point damage from when the acid exploded. So that's what this pop-up's all about. So, they're dead, and we're about to trigger the onslaught. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running out the door, double right-click. Now once I unpause, I'm going to be paying attention to the mini-map and whatnot for any new aliens spawning, coming into the area, because they don't shoot when running, as explained previously. So, you know, deal with the situation as it happens.
Oh yeah, smells good.
Yep, see there's an alien coming. Just up the hallway, right here. So I'm going to switch to walking, just over here. I'm also going to pay attention to this guy. He's the one I want killed. As soon as he's killed, I'm going to go back to running out the door. And I've got a countdown timer of 28 seconds before a massive wave, the massive onslaught, spawns and comes rushing towards me. Okay. At the moment, I'm only seeing 1 dot, so I'm going to left-click to focus fire.
Kill that bastard!
And I'm also going to walk backwards, just to increase that bullets being shot.
Shit, I'm out.
Bring it on, you bastard!
Alright. Jesus, that took a while. Alright, now we're going to go back to double right-click, run. Now, another thing... man, another one spawned. Jesus. Alright, minimap. So there's 2 more aliens that spawned. They came out of this hallway here, which I haven't yet seen. One of them turned left, and he's right in this area right here. The other one looks to have turned right. He's probably, yeah, he walked through this door. He's then going to probably likely come out this door and come at me this way. Alright, so I'm going to switch again to walk. And I gotta pay attention, I got 18 seconds left until the massive onslaught happens. So I got 1 command point left. I might be using that shotgun blast shortly.
It's a drone!
Bring him down.
Yeah, this guy right here. Let's focus fire on him.
Zeno in approach.
Jesus, come on. Alright, he's dead. Where's the other one? I don't know where the other one went. Running. So, I'm pausing right now just to do a bit of explanation. Normally, when I'm not constantly running and gunning as this, I would immediately check the map as soon as the onslaught began, when I had 28 seconds, 30 seconds. I've only got 8 left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the map. You can't pause on the map, which is why I'm explaining right now while the game's paused. I'm going to check the map. The map will show you where the onslaught is coming from. So I'll know what direction they're coming from. So one of the spawners that I've detected should have red arrows pulsing around it. Now, because I've not discovered all of the spawners, I may or may not see the exact one they're going to spawn out of. But if it is one of the ones I have detected, you'll notice pulsing red arrows around it saying, hey, the onslaught's going to come out of this spot. So it's just useful information to help you know what direction to set your turrets up and that kind of thing, right? So you know what way to point your guns. So while my squad is running out to the ARC over here, I'm going to open up the map. It's going to depause the game, and I'm going to look to see if maybe I see where they're coming from. There we go, right over here. So that's where they're all going to come for this onslaught. So I'm going to set up my turret pointing this way. Alright. Now again, reiterating about experience. I gain +1 experience for surviving an onslaught. Just for surviving it. I don't have to help. I don't need to shoot my gun once. Let the ARC and the turret that I'm about to set up do all the work. Just surviving it, I get +1 experience. So this is great. This is exactly what I want. So what I'm going to do, and again, the ARC is big. It's tall, right? So it blocks line of sight. So I'm going to place my turret maybe over here so it can shoot this way. There's no point setting it back here because the ARC will block most of it. So let's set up the turret maybe back over here. Aim that way. And again, I'm moving it. See, the ARC is blocking some of the line of sight. So I'll overlap it a little bit just in case an alien runs around it. It's very unlikely because they're going to be shot at the whole time. But just in case. If an alien runs around the ARC and comes at it from this side, the turret is covering. So that's why I have my arcs of fire slightly to the right of the ARC. That's a choice I made right now. I mean, you play however you want. Now what I'm going to do is... So I've used up all my ammo clips. Which is fine. They've got bullets. For the start, I'm going to move my squad over here, just so they can protect the Marine that's setting it up. Once he's done setting it up, I'll move the squad back, because they don't need to contribute. Let the ARC and the turret do all the work. So they're going to move forward to defend him, then they're going to move back and watch.
Move on!
Sentry almost ready. Sentry activated.
Just checking the map again. You can see all the ones that spawned.
Good job, squad.
There we go. Job done. As easy as that. I just gained experience.
Double time!
Pick up my
On
turret.
my way. Packing sentry gun.
Gonna look at squad recap. 7 of 6. Beautiful. So that means if I return to the Otago, his bad luck, he would lose an experience. He'd be at 6 of 6, so he will level up. Perfect. And I think that might be what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to return to the Otago. Yeah. Offload all this loot. And level up my guys. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. I'm just reviewing the map for a quick second.
They're on to us. Let's go!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, picked up my turret. Oh, it's important to note. So I'm gonna pause. It's important to note that anything you leave on a mission persists. So if I were to place a landmine down or a motion sensor, they stay between missions. So I can go back to the Otago, can heal my Marines, do whatever I want to do, and come back on a different deployment. And all the stuff I left on the map stays. So those motion sensors, those landmines, they're all still there. Even turrets, with one exception, not one exception, with one caveat. Because every deployment is a day, so 24 hours go by between deployments. So your turret is there over the course of 24 hours. So you leave it behind, you go back to the Otago, you get a hot meal and a shower, go to bed, hit the gym, go to the bathroom, grab a meal, then you go back on a new deployment. Right? During that 24 hours, or however many hours is on Lethe, your turret was shooting at enemies, and it ran out of bullets. And then once it ran out of bullets, the enemies got within melee range and they attacked and destroyed it. So, that all being said, if you leave a turret on the map, go back to the Otago and come back to the mission, your turret will still be there, but it'll be destroyed. So you're going to have to spend a tool to repair it. So just be aware that that's how turrets behave. Everything else, landmines and motion sensors and whatnot, they don't get detonated or destroyed. I guess enemies don't walk on landmines over the course of 24 hours. Don't ask me, that's just the way the game works. But your turrets, they are destroyed between missions. So you might not want to leave them behind. Luckily, I've got mine in my inventory, but I figured now was the time to talk about it. So I'm going to click on the ARC, and we're going to extract. Not because I have to. I mean, my squad's doing pretty good, right? I mean, sure, one guy's a little hurt, my squad's a little stressed, but I passed a bunch of ammo crates, so I could go back and I can get all of them. I can top up my ammo again. Just go back and get free ammo. Yeah, gives us a confirmation. Are you sure you want to go back? So I could cancel, but if I do return, this will be the results. So all the stuff I picked up, including that Xenotech on the second floor, which I explained, and the laboratory is still damaged, so I won't be able to do anything with it yet. But I have enough experience, which I already showed you in the squad information panel in the map. They're all going to get 7 out of 6 experience, except for Sharp gets 6 out of 6. So yeah, let's do that. Plus, when I return from mission, we're going to be forced through a little bit of tutorial stuff.
Listen.
It's going to force me to buy a cargo pouch for one of my Marines and whatnot. Like, I have no choice in the matter, which I don't like. So, just a brief summary of how much progress I've made so far. We're going to see the individual Marines. So, tired. What does that mean? So, all Marines have 3 states of rest. So, the default state, rested. They're good to go. They've had a good night's sleep, hot meal, clean shower. They're perfect. Rested. They're good to go. No debuffs. Tired, you get, I think there's some RNG events that might bring it about, but mostly it's from deploying to missions. Any Marine that goes on a mission will automatically get the tired debuff. It goes away on its own after a day. Tired will give you a reduction to bravery of 10 points and a reduction to accuracy of 15 points. So it's a debuff. You can deploy tired Marines. So if you want to, because you like the Marine, they're a certain class with certain special abilities that you need on your mission and you want those abilities, or all your guys are wounded and killed and you don't have a choice, whatever the reason, you can choose to go on a mission with a tired Marine. They will suffer those debuffs. If a tired Marine goes on mission and returns, tired becomes exhausted. Exhausted Marines cannot deploy. You are forbidden from deploying exhausted Marines. You can also gain exhausted from some RNG events also. But that's just what tired means. Tired means they went on a mission, they're a bit tired. You can use them again if you want to, but they'll have just a couple debuffs. That's it. That's all it means. You can choose to click on the promote button if you want to go through that right now. I don't like to because I find it's easier to interact with the options if you do it through the barracks as opposed to through this menu here at mission complete. Right, so I'm not going to click on these right now. I'm going to instead go through the barracks to do so. So yeah, you'll see here wounded. A little pop-up says he has 2 days in the med bay. But we're going to go to the med bay shortly, and we're going to probably heal him with the physicians we have on hand. Click on inventory report. So this is going to be a breakdown of all the stuff I brought back. So I returned with 4 tools, 4 medicine supplies, 1 sentry turret, some materials, a xeno sample I can't do anything with yet. an additional engineer and an additional soldier, which is awesome. So I have an extra soldier, great. Engineer, as I mentioned once briefly previously, engineers give us a daily passive material income. So statistics report, this is going to be like how much bullets we shot and all that stuff. So far, this video recording up to this point before editing is 2 hours long. My guys shot 1,000 bullets, killed 39 drones, and just kind of a breakdown of how often I was detected and such. Close the report. Now this bit of yappy yap I can skip. So I'm going to skip this. Wants me to go back to the laboratory, sure. He's going to be like, oh, thank you for finding stuff.
I wanted to... Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to skip this too. So he's pretty much saying, okay, I'm going to skip this too. Alright. So, guy in the laboratory, which again, I can't do anything with right now. He pretty much said, from now on, so I was not able to do this before, but now on, because he talked about it, if I kill an alien, there's a chance that they will drop DNA that I can collect from their corpse. That DNA is necessary to do research and to activate the new tech unlocks on future deployments. So I'm going to want to start... There's a reason I returned to the Otago early, not just to drop off tools and whatnot, but to trigger this conversation. So now all the guys I kill have a chance to give me DNA material, which I need, right? It's listed up here. Notice there's a red 0. I have none. Xenosamples. I want to start collecting these xenosamples so I can do research and stuff. We're going to go to the medical quarters, as I mentioned previously. I have one medic available, because if you remember previously, the tutorial forced me to use one. So I'm going to click on him. I'm going to reduce his 2 days to 1 day by committing my one medic.
This one's a priority.
Which is fine.
Understood.
So when we click next day on the command deck, everybody in the med bay automatically, because it's 1 day goes by, so he'll be fully healed tomorrow is the point I'm going to say. So even though I don't have enough medics, he'll be fully healed tomorrow. So perfect. Workshop, she was just yammering on about you can please keep an eye out for more materials on mission, because we can use those to unlock stuff. Notice how there's a material cost, 100 materials to unlock stuff here. You know, assuming I had a level 3 gunner and yada yada. Barracks, that's the mission objective, that's why it's blinking. So we're going to go there and it's going to force me to level up somebody. Skip this conversation. Alrighty. Blinking yellow. Have to click on McDonald.
This one won't let you.
Alright. More pop-ups. So it's going through the tutorial. It's forcing me. Notice how my cursor is the red circle again. I have no choice. I can't even back out. I am stuck in this menu. I have to spend my materials on an equipment upgrade right now. I don't like being forced to spend my materials this way. Just saying. There are two choices because Elizabeth is a private. Normally I would not buy materials for level 1 privates. For level 2 corporals, yes. Not for level 1 privates. The reason is because at level 2 corporals get access to additional options, such as improved accuracy. I like those options. I'm not as hot with these options, but I have no choice because it's tutorial forcing me, which again I don't like, but that's the way it is. So I can have ammo bag, which at the beginning of a mission deployment, any squad with this person will have +1 ammunition box in their mission capacity. So instead of starting with 4 ammo at the top left, I would start with 5 if this Marine was in the squad. So that's good. I mean, ammo's great. But I find it has a limited benefit in the sense that it's only at the start of deployment. So once you use it, it's gone. It's not a passive gain. It's a one-time benefit. That's it. The other option that I'm forced to choose between is cargo pouches. These will allow anyone with this equipment to be able to carry +1 medical supplies and tools. So this Marine will be able to carry 2 medical supplies and 2 tools. So my squad cap would be 5 of each instead of 4 of each. So between the two, I'm going to choose this one because I think it's the better of the two, but also because I'm forced to and I have no choice. I have to pick one of them. So the better of the two choices that I'm forced to pick between. There we go. End of tutorial for this. So I'm just going to back out just in case there's any other blinky. So I'm going to go to the command deck. They're going to yammer. I'm going to press spacebar to skip. Alrighty. So it's forcing me, again, my mouse cursor is taken over. Red circle. I cannot click on anything to go anywhere. I have to go next day. So it's a good thing I already used up my medics. You know, I can level up my Marines tomorrow. Doesn't matter, but I used up the medics, so everybody will be healed tomorrow. And again, I have 3 engineers. You can see 3 of 3. Mechanics, or engineers, technicians, whatever word you want to use. Each one of them generates 5 material daily. So I have 3, that's 15. So when I am forced to click next day, I will gain 15 material, which will turn this 33 into 48. So you'll see that tomorrow, or next day. Concurrently, what's going to happen is planet infestation. So this is the total infestation on the entire moon of Lethe. Will go up 1 notch. So it's 5 levels. It's grayed out, a little difficult to see. There's 5. So one of them will fill up. Once all 5 fill up, it'll go up to level 2. Once all the next ones fill up, it'll go to level 3, all the way up to 5. 5 is the maximum. The higher the infestation level, the more xenomorphs will spawn during an onslaught. So remember when the hunt meter got full on the aggression meter at the top right? When that triggered an onslaught, and I set up the turret and I hid behind the ARC and we killed those 6, I think it was 6 or 7 aliens that were spawned. If the planet infestation is higher, it'll be more than 6 or 7. It'll be like 8 or 9 or 11 or 12, you know, like depending on how high it is, how hard it is. It does not affect how many aliens are normally on a mission map. It's only for onslaughts. So you decide how important this is. If you're very careless and you get into a lot of fights and your aggression meter goes up a lot, you might want to keep this low. But if you play tactically and smart, you try to avoid fights, because again, killing aliens gets you no experience. There's no benefit to shooting everything. So yeah, if you play that way, this then you really don't care if this goes to level 5, right? Like, who cares? So anyway, you decide. Some RNG events will allow you to reduce this. Also, one of the xenotechs that you can get later on will allow you to reduce it. It's a much later xenotech. I think it's like mission 10 or something like that. It's way later on in the game. So don't hedge your bets on that anytime soon. Yeah, so I'm forced to. Let's click next day.
New objectives are awaiting your review.
So RNG event. These are random number generator, RNG, right? So an event happened. This one is a fight in the mess hall between 2 soldiers. So I can either pick sides. I side with one of them or side with the other. And if I do, then the other guy, or sorry, anyway, you pick. One of them gets exhausted. Remember, I explained already, exhausted means they cannot deploy. Or I don't do anything. I'm like, not my problem. And then they both go to the med bay. They're both hurt. Or I intervene. I'm like, stop it, you two. Each go to your corner. You're grounded. You know, I have to play, you know, mean old daddy bear to these grown-ass Marines that can't freaking keep it in their pants. So they both gain exhausted as opposed to only one. Nobody gets hurt. With exhausted, they can't deploy. So both of them won't be able to deploy, but they gain 3 experience each. Now I've got like 17 Marines to pick from, so exhausted just means I can't use those two for 1 day. And they gain 3 free experience. I like this. Because I got more than enough Marines to deploy with, so yeah, and nobody gets hurt. Yeah, let's go with this. You choose whatever you want to choose, but that's what I'm choosing. Alright, that's the results. Now we're on next day. Okay. Now I'm free to do whatever the heck I want to again. Notice how we're up to 48 materials, as I said, right? Because 33 plus the 15. The red bar went up 1, as I explained. But now I am allowed to interact with the menus properly again. Yay! So we're at new day, so we're instead of 0 of 2, we're at 2 of 2 for physicians. I have nobody wounded, because Buddy that had 1 day left, the day went by, so he's healed, so I have no wounded. So when I go on my next deployment, and if I get any new injuries, I have 2 full physicians to heal with. Perfect.
Hey, Rook.
Really don't have anything to unlock. I don't have the materials on hand to do anything with.
See you around.
But in the barracks, I do have those 3 other Marines I can level up. Or actually, I have all 4 Marines to level up. I was only forced to buy an equipment. So let's do the leveling up.
What did I teach you, Marine?
So I'm going to click on the Marine. So I like to review briefly each Marine before I click promote, just to know what I'm dealing with. So McDonald, Private McDonald is level 1 private. Already has pouches. The reason I'm paying attention to this is in case they get perks on their level up that are more geared towards like a sniper or something. Do I want my future sniper to have pouches? It's just kind of like background thinking. So I don't like build a broke-ass Marine, so to speak. So yeah, just taking a quick look. I also take a look at any traits penalties. So she's a coward. So bravery penalty. Okay. It's good enough. Click on promote. Alright, so the level up will unlock a new vacant slot for a new equipment. Sure, whatever. Attributes. This will randomly pick 3 perk cards for me to choose between, and I can only choose 1 of the 3. There's a whole list of them, but it'll randomly pick 3. Alrighty. This is what I gotta work with. So, bold will increase this individual Marine's bravery by 5. Fast will increase the entire squad's movement speed. And enduring will... Okay, let me explain wounds briefly. So, as you saw previously, our Marines have a armor pool of 2. They have a health pool, hit points, of 6. Whenever a default Marine gets wounded to the point of only having 2 hit points, they gain a physical wound, like a broken foot or a broken arm or something like that, right? They gain a physical wound, which you can heal with medkits and whatnot. But until that's taken care of, they'll suffer like reduced movement because of a broken leg. Or they cannot use their rifle because they have a broken arm, so they're only able to use their handgun because they're one-armed. So those are the kind of things that happen when they gain a wound. So this always happens whenever a Marine gets down to 2 hit points. But with this ability, Enduring, that changes to 1. So even if she gets reduced down to 2 hit points, she's fine. No broken arm, no broken leg. Between these 3, I'm going to choose this because I'm not as concerned about moving fast. This game is not really a race. I'm less concerned about moving fast as opposed to moving smart. And bravery plus 5. I mean, it's not terrible, but again, it's only for this one person. I'm gonna choose enduring. I mean, I only have these 3 choices, so all right, I'll take this one. Done. Alrighty. So, as I mentioned before, when I was forced to buy her pouches against my will, now that I mean, it still says private, but I call him a corporal. Whatever. Depends on your country of origin, and these guys are colonial Marines. They're not U.S. Marines, so don't make that mistake. So, sure, if you want to go with the U.S. standard of ranks, then okay, I'm wrong, you're right, whatever. So yeah, as soon as they make it to level 2, new options. So we already bought the pouches, so normally there would be 4 choices. So I like the accuracy one, aiming sights. So it rather than them using iron sights, they gain like a red dot reticle, right? So, you know, they gain a +5 to their accuracy. That's pretty good. Or you can go for wider clips. So instead of the 100 round magazine in their rifle, they now have a 120 round magazine. So that means every time they reload, they get 20 free bullets. That's awesome. That pays for itself over the course of a whole campaign. So that's why I normally don't like to buy anything when they're a private. I wait until they're at least a level 2, and then if I have the materials to waste, then I'll start buying stuff. But usually not pouches or extra ammo bags on deployment. It'll usually be aiming and or wider clips. Those will be my first 2 purchases, which are not available to privates. Anyway, so that was just explaining that. Okay, I'm going to use the arrow keys. We're going to go to the next guy, which is Sharp. Sharp is my bad luck guy. So he's the one that loses 1 experience point on every deployment. What else? Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Bravo,
Go to
Zulu.
promote. Yep, same. Click on attribute. Okay, so see, different 3. So these are actually these are 3 of my favorite. So yeah, 3 of my favorite. So Avenger gives the entire squad plus 5% generation of retribution. That's that bonus ability bar, that yellow one that was up here. That if you trigger it, you gain faster command point generation. You gain an accuracy bonus. It like does a whole bunch of great things. It's the one that you press the V button to activate. So that bar will fill up. You'll get more of it faster with this, 5% faster. And as far as I know, it stacks. So if you have more than 1 person in your squad with this ability, like 5% plus 5% plus 5%, yada, yada, yada. And this star symbol at the corner means that you can take this ability more than 1 time. So if I took this and he leveled up to level 3 and I got this option again, I could take level 2. Right? Hence why it says level 1. So I can take level 2, and I think they go up to 3, so it can go up to like 10%, up to 15%. So I could have a whole squad with like plus 15% retribution, which I think stacks. So that could be like a plus 60% retribution generation, right? So like super good ability. Like I like this one. Sharpshooter is also one I love because it gives an accuracy bonus to this individual Marine, but it also stacks. So you can get up to like level 3 of this too for like a plus 15% accuracy, which is amazing. And then there's Redemption, which I also love. This removes their negative trait. So this guy, and you can see on the right hand side, it gives you an explanation. It removes his bad luck. So him losing 1 experience point every single mission he goes on goes away, gets rid of it. So he doesn't lose experience anymore, which is super awesome. I got this at his level 1 upgrade to level 2. So I'm going to grab this early, so throughout the rest of the campaign he doesn't keep losing experience. Even though I want these other 2. But I'm going to stop him from losing experience. There you go. His bad luck is gone. And you notice how it was removed. Alrighty. So we're going to go on to the next guy. Web. Alrighty. She is clumsy. Detection time. Okay, so the aliens detect you faster. Alright. Just in case I get another redemption comes up, right? Like I said, I do a very brief review on what's going on with this person. Alright, let's promote. Ah, redemption came up again. All right. We got quick hands, which just means they reload their weapon faster. Now this affects both primary and secondary. So it's not just their rifle, but also their sidearm. If you're ever down to using your sidearm, maybe they get wounded in their arm and they're using their 9mm pistol. Well, now they reload 50% faster. Oh, correction to last. Only applies if the Marine doesn't have any wounds to their arms. Okay, correction to last. Apparently, if they have a wounded arm and they're using their sidearm, doesn't work. Okay, I was mistaken. Bold, this is a bravery boost on the individual Marine. Not the squad, just this one person. And then, of course, redemption, which we already encountered. Detection time. You know what? I think I'm going to take it. Yeah, get rid of clumsy. Enemies won't detect us as quickly. Yeah, get her out of the way. Done and done. Alrighty, and then last but not least, Private Smith, or Rookie Smith. That's why I call these privates and the second one corporals, because rookie is not a rank. Okay, we're not doing the upgrade. They're a conspirator. Stress relieved by each Marine during a rest is reduced by 10. I don't usually do a lot of resting in my games, so I really don't care.
Bravo Zulu.
But we'll see what he gets. See, our redemption did not even come up as an option. So we got Deadeye. So whereas sharpshooter or marksmanship or whatever it was called gives you accuracy bonus, this one gives you critical and dismemberment chances. So you can blow off a limb on an enemy, like blow off their leg, and then the alien's like crawling on the ground slowly towards you, trying to get at you. So that's super awesome. But that's why they put the and. So it's critical and dismemberment. So dismemberment is separate from critical. Dismemberment's blowing off a limb. Critical is like you get a critical hit and you kill them right away. Right? Like you just shot them in that one spot in their head and their whole head explodes. So this is really good. Critical and dismemberment. And it stacks. This is level 1. So you can get up to like level 3, which I forget what that is. It's like plus 25% or something. Enduring we already saw. Makes their wound at 1 hit point instead of 2. And Unbreakable Will. The Marine is no longer subject to tired effect. So you remember I was talking about that not too long ago. Anytime a Marine deploys on a mission, they come back tired. And you can choose to redeploy with them the next day, but they will gain exhausted upon return. And also while on mission with the tired effect, they gain a bravery and an accuracy penalty. But with Unbreakable Will, they never get tired, ever. You could deploy them day after day after day after day after day with no penalty. They'll never get tired, meaning they will never get exhausted. Now, of course, this can still happen if they get an RNG event, like we did with that fight in the mess hall event that we had at the end of the day. 2 of my guys, I mean, they gained 3 experience each, but 2 of my guys were picked randomly to be exhausted. So that could happen. And later on when we get to training center, if I set Marines in there for training, they could gain exhausted from that. But I won't talk much on that yet. But yeah, beyond that, I could deploy this guy every day with Unbreakable Will. I like all 3 of these. Hmm. 13% critical hit chance. Wounds at 1. Never tired.